Hey everybody, my name is Darian Dozier and welcome to Melanated and Educated. Hey everyone, my name is Darian Dozier and welcome to Melanated and Educated. Today I'm going to be showing you how I study for medical school exams. Now how I study is maybe a little unorthodox and everyone has their own learning style, so make sure that you find the one that works best for you. But I wanted to give you a first-hand look at how I get ready for exams. And I passed my last exams and it worked for me before, so knock on wood that it happens again. Alrighty, so first I want to walk you over here to my notes book. Now, what I did is I went back through all of the lectures that we've covered over the last 6 weeks, and I took handwritten notes about the big important facts, okay? Handwritten notes for me, if I write something down that I remember it forever. Handwriting also establishes new neural pathways that don't exist when you type things. So this might be a little outdated, but it helps make sure that the information sticks. Now, some people will tell you that they don't take notes or they don't make note cards or they use note cards or etc. Everyone has their own style. So once again, I'm just telling you what works best for me. So I had all of my PowerPoints stuck into OneNote. I went through all of the PowerPoints and I created this. So as you can see, I just got pages of notes. I put things in headers. I use like little arrows to kind of help me. I use graphs, flow charts, really, especially with neuro. Everything is about pathways in neuro. So I do that when it helps me out. I've got things in different colors. You don't have to make things in different colors. In fact, if we get all the way closer to the end, you'll see it's like mostly black because I got lazy and got tired switching colors. So I just have like notes and notes. I know this looks like a lot. This took me a few days to do, and we had about 70 lectures. I know this is 88, but so this was step one, creating these notes, creating my study materials. So now that I've done that, I actually know I'm gonna give myself 40%. I know about 40% of that information. And so now to get the last little bit, I'm going to take my nice journal. I'm gonna put it right over here on my desk. Okay. On my desk over here, you can see I've got my popcorn, I've got my wine, limited to 1 glass because once you start to go over 1 or 2, you get too sleepy to study. I learned that the hard way. But anyways, I've got my popcorn, I've got my wine, I've got my notes, and I've got Dua Lipa in the background. I love Dua Lipa, don't judge me, okay? I love Dua Lipa. And I've got my trusty dusty whiteboard behind me. If you don't have a whiteboard and you plan on going to medical school, then guess what? You also plan on getting a whiteboard. So now I'm gonna prop this up and show you exactly how I go through it. When I'm creating my notes, as I'm going through my PowerPoint, I look at the PowerPoint, I try to memorize as much as I can from it, and I try to write down my notes from memory. This way I'm building that active recall, I'm building it into long-term memory. I'm using my working memory to try to help it stay there. If I just looked at the PowerPoint and just copied it, not really paying attention, then I'm not gonna retain any of that. So now I'm going to do that process again. I've got all of my notes written down in my journal. I'm going to look at the headings and I'm just going to write down as much as I can on the board from memory. Whatever I can't memorize, I'm going to write it down over and over again on the board, come up with mnemonics, do whatever I need to do to try to memorize it. So I'm going to show you a time lapse of me doing that. I'm probably only going to film myself for a few minutes because it kind of gets repetitive after a while, but I have a pretty laid back study environment. I'm going to have music playing because if I can have music playing during this part and still memorize things, then that means I've got it down pat. I did not have music playing the first time I went through it, so I definitely needed kind of a quieter environment. But whenever I'm doing this, when I'm up on the whiteboard, I like to be a little loose. I like to play music in the background, eat some popcorn, drink some wine, relax, kind of have fun with my studying, or else it's just like really monotonous and boring and I don't end up doing it. So I'm gonna prop myself up, let you guys get a little glimpse. Hey everyone, so it's the next day. I'm at school studying today. On the board behind me, you can see some information about receptors and benzodiazepines and barbiturates, which are drugs to help with sedation and sleep. I'm going to be showing you how I study at school. It's pretty much the same as how I study at home. I've got my trusty dusty notebook and I'm just going to be going through it on the board. I've just got a bigger board. I've got a TV playing in the background, which I know sounds kind of crazy. But if I can fill out this board with distractions, then that means that I really know it, and it helps me feel less bored. So I'm just going to be showing you how I study for, not exactly how I study, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like for me to study for my exam. 2 days left to go, and I think I'm going to be all right. Actually, I know I'm going to be all right. I'm going to have that confidence in myself. Alrighty, so here is part 2. Everyone, so I hope you've enjoyed this little tidbit I've shown you of how I study for medical school exams. Like I said before, everyone has their own methods. Some of my methods will work for you, some of them may not, maybe none of them will. So you just have to make sure to play with different study methods, find your own method that works for you. Don't be afraid to switch it up. What I started out doing, I definitely didn't finish doing. So you definitely just want to make sure that you're flexible, you're open-minded, and you give yourself some grace. It's going to take some time to figure out how you best study, whether you're in medical school, high school, college, whatever. So, play with it, use different resources. I talked to my professor today for like 45 minutes. So use them. They want to help you succeed. And good luck with all of your studies. If you have any questions or want to know any more about medical school, how I study tips, definitely leave me some comments and I will make sure to get back to that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe so that way you can not miss the next video, because I'm probably going to be posting some really awesome content. That's all, and thank you for watching Melanated and Educated.